only purpose of life is to love and to serve God. In all His creation, in everything. Yeah? In the Master, in the deity, in the people, in the animals, in everything. But God is number one. He must be number one. If He is number one, everything else has value. You don't need to become a monk. You don't need to live in an ashram. You don't need to live in a cave. No, not at all. Live in your mansion. Drive the best car ever. Like, have all the luxury you want. Doesn't matter. King Janaka, which is even mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, he was one of the greatest kings. He has all opulences. But he was one of the greatest sages of the time. Even great yogis came to him because they were told that he is their guru. And they were like thinking, King? The King Janak is my guru? I'm a big renunciant, a big monk. What will this king teach me? So they went to the king, and when the king saw the sage, he said like, oh, I'm so pleased that you are here. I will arrange a big feast for you. A big feast only for you. Enjoy it fully. And the next day when the feast happened, he gave the sage or the monk a cup full with milk. He gave him the cup of milk and said, take this with you. Go through the kingdom and enjoy everything. And then he looked at the guards and said, and if he spills one drop of that milk, cut off his head. And so the monk went all around the kingdom. Music and plays and women and everything was going on. And he came back to the king in the evening, and the king asked, did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the festivities? And the sage said, no. No. I was worried that if I lose one moment attention on this cup of milk, I'm gonna be dead. And the king said, that's how I live my life. My focus is all the time on the Supreme, all the time on God. Because I know if I just get away with my attention to God for one instance, it might be my end. That's the definition of bhakti. Bhakti is a continuous flow of loving consciousness towards God. A continuous. It's like continuous flow of consciousness. That's the highest form of bhakti. Once we have that, obviously what will happen? It expresses itself in service. Once you are in love, you want to serve. We know it, no? When we are in love with some human beings, we want to serve them. If we have a child, we want to serve it. Like, we don't think of ourselves, we want to serve the beloved. It gives a sense of belonging. We belong to him, he belongs to us. And it removes all suffering. When we are in love, there is no suffering. Isn't it? When we are freshly in love, do we suffer?
Freshly.
That's why I said freshly. That's why I mentioned, that's why I added this little, just to get the feel of it, yeah? Because obviously divine love is beyond that, but it's not something which is abstract. Like, to make it not abstract, even our human love, which we have with somebody we love, or with a child relationship, like, that gives us a taste. We had those experiences. I guess all of you were in love. I hope for you that you were in love. Yeah? Maybe it's painful remembrance because it was freshly, and then after the freshly there was the non-freshly, and then, yeah? That's why we call it falling in love, not rising in love. Yeah? That's why in the Indian tradition there's two words for love. One is pyar, which means external love to this material world, which is a limited love, and prem, which is internal love, which is eternal love, which is love towards God. And that has three qualities. It is eternal, it is ever growing, and there's nothing higher to it. It is eternal, it is ever growing, there's nothing higher to it. So just imagine you were in love. You remember when you were in love?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, you're struggling a little bit. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. You remember you were in love. Now imagine tomorrow you are more in love. The day after you are more madly in love. And the day after you are more madly in love, and for all eternity, this love just increases and increases and increases.
It's like absolute love versus like relative happiness.
And that is what love is. Love is, that's what bhakti is. That's what bhakti yoga is. It is creating a love relationship with God. And in a love relationship, there's always two. There's the object of love and the lover, right? So it is just simple maths. If God is the supreme object of love, and we are the lover, which seeks always the perfect object of love. We all always seek the perfect object of love, where we can give ourselves. But if we do that in the outside world, we will never be satisfied, because the outside world is limited. There's everything which was created has an end. How can something which is eternal ever be satisfied with something which is limited? It's just not possible. And that's why we will just go on and go on and go on until we realize we are looking in the wrong place. If God becomes number one, then I'm not anymore looking for my happiness in somebody else or in something else. I find it in myself and in God. And automatically I will be happy with people around me, with their circumstances and whatever. And that is how the path of bhakti